Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're looking at 2nd edition. I recently started watching a lot of Miniscape videos and wanted to get into doing 2nd edition. So I picked up a group of 2nd edition Marines. I have stripped them. I'll attach a picture of how they were. It's a bit of a mini rescue, as you could see. I picked them off a nice guy. He said he painted them when he was about 11. Quite thick paint, but we managed to get most of it off. I'll need to do a little bit of cleaning. You can see he is not attached to his base. I'll maybe just snip them off completely and reattach him there. But yeah, I just really love the idea of these guys. The pose of them, the history of it, I guess. My granddad used to take me into the shop when I was young. I never painted back then, but yeah, bit of nostalgia for these guys. So yeah, first things first, I think we're going to have to just chop him straight off these, because there's no way I'm going to fix this. So we'll do a little chop there, and I'll maybe use my little hobby saw to get this one off, just so I don't damage it at all. So let's see if we can get this off. Okay, with a bit of chopping, we have him off his base. It's a little bit messed up there, but I can easily just flatten that and then just glue him on. His feet are fine, so should be okay. You don't really see mold lines, but he does have some, say there, maybe some on his feet as well. So he might need a little bit of cleaning up actually, just there. So I'll do a little bit of scraping, a little bit of cleaning, get them ready for a primer layer. So yeah, I will go ahead and get him ready. Where is it? Get him ready for paint. Okay, a little bit of sanding. I think his shoulders seem okay now. As okay as I'm going to get them anyway. They look a little bit scuffed there, but I think by the time, you know, we've got some primer and paint on him, I think he'll be fine. It's got as much of the paint out. There's still a little bit inside there that we couldn't really get to, but that can just be his remnants of his Ultramar origins. But yeah, so I have been using this as a primer. The old Sunset Yellow Colourforge. It's quite a good setup, and it's a lot easier than mucking about with the airbrush. So yeah, we're going to see how this goes on. I think the yellow is pretty close, and we can still go in and sort of darken it down with this, which was the plan, since that's a bit darker. So yeah, we will get this guy primed up, see how he gets on. Right, so that turned out okay. Well, you can see some little issues maybe, but the model's ancient. It's a good start. It's a yellow base. So I will now use the Zealot Yellow, and I'm just going to go around the bottoms of everything. So around here, even the bottom of the arm, a couple of the shading bits. So I'll show you what that's like. So you don't want to make it too dark, but something along the lines of this. So it's quite watery. Just along the bottom like that. Something like that, then you can water it down a little bit more and fan it out a little bit as well. Just like that. So you can kind of see, once that dries, it'll keep the bottoms quite dark. So we're now just going to go around and do that on all of the lower panels. Okay, with that you can see it's definitely darker at the bottom. You can see that there is a bit of a stark difference. So now we're going to put some Imperial Fist contrast over the top of it, which should sort of let the colours blend a little bit easier together. So we're going to do that, see how it looks after it's dried. Okay, as you can see, that sort of lightened up that transition between light and dark a little bit. Now going to use some demonic yellow to do the exact opposite. Basically, we're just going to lighten up the top areas of everything, just so it's got a bit of a further transition. So I'll do above there, maybe a tiny line there, top of the helmet and stuff, just to push the contrast a little bit, and any edge highlighting that I can see as well. So I will go over that just now. In hindsight, it probably would be a lot smarter to do this before the contrast wash, because then you've got a better chance of this just sort of flowing a little bit better and making it look a bit more natural as well. So yeah, next one I will do this just after I've darkened it, and then use the wash, because I think that'll work out better that way. So yeah, I'll just go along and do all the highlights, maybe put another little bit of wash on top of it just so it blends in a bit easier. Yeah, I think we're looking okay at that. We've got our highlights on. The blend looks a bit better, so we can finally get on to doing a bit of colour. So I'm going to do black everything out first, which isn't too bad. It's really just gun, mouth guard bit, a few bits on the backpack, and the bits in the back of his legs and stuff. That's really it. There's not much black to put on it, but it'll start to look a bit better once we can actually see some other colours rather than just shades of yellow. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Blocked in all the black bits. Makes them look a bit cooler. Next is the red, the trim on the shoulder pads and Aquila. I think that's the only two red things on the model. I'm using Warpaint's Pure Red. So I'm going to paint them up. I can't really show you me painting it. I've not really sussed this whole depth perception of painting and trying not to look at the camera. So you can tell I'm going to paint these red and the Aquila red, and then do a highlight just by mixing in a little bit of a lighter, like a white or something, and then do a highlight and see how that all looks. Okay, so I've done the red. I went over and didn't really like the black around the shoulder pad, so I got rid of that. Put a little wash on the red and a little highlight. Now I'm going to do the metallics and the eyes, and I'm pretty sure there's not a lot left after that, so I'll do the metallics, the eyes, and then I'll show you where I'm at. Okay, I think we're pretty happy with that. Came out pretty well. So I think you can see I've done the eyes mostly there. Yeah, you can see that. I think the only thing left to do is the green classic base. I went into the shop recently and asked what is the closest to Goblin Green, and they said Moot Green. So I guess I'll just paint up the base with this. Maybe a darker green first and then dry brush this actually. And then I think he is finished. Okay, I would say we are pretty much done. Quite happy with how he turned out overall, for quite a quick one night paint anyway. Got the rest of it all done, but yeah, I think I am going to do an entire, or a small Imperial Fist second edition army. I have in fact already done another one, so we've got two. It's a start. So next I'm probably going to do a Terminator or one of the captains, but yeah, we'll say this is the new project for a while. But yeah, I think we can say that guy was well and truly saved. Thanks for watching.